Hey folks, Dave here. Look at this. I got a new iPhone for Christmas. So instead of using the webcam from my laptop, which I was doing when I appeared in videos earlier in 2019 and late 2018, hopefully the quality of this should be a lot better. It's definitely wider. You can see these two lovely little doorstops that friends and family bought me over the years, sitting there on the bed. But what this is a state of the channel address. I think the last one of these I did was in 2017. It's been a while, and as it's a new year, it's 2020, new decade. I wanted to talk a little about the past year of the channel and maybe its future. So I started this channel, well, I started it in 2011, but that was the 5 Credits to Midnight series, which is still on my channel, but they're not videos I'm overly fond of, and it only lasted a little while before I decided that wasn't the direction I wanted to go in terms of creating videos about video games. Please excuse all the noise in this video. I thought I'd carve out a nice chunk of time to record, but it turns out that there are trucks going along the apartment street. There are birds outside, plane flight overhead, and I was like, wow, everything's out to get me today. Just want to record. But anyways, so I started this in late 2015, but I always thought of the first year of the channel as being 2016, because I believe my first video went out on November 12th. And even the next year in 2017, when I did the first best games I played that year video, I included all the videos I made in late 2016 as part of it. So with that being said, with 2016 being the first year of the channel, 2020 now is the 5th year of the channel. Once this is over, I'll have been doing this for 5 years, which is an occasion, because when I started this channel, I told myself, no matter what happens, I want to give this channel 5 years. I want to see where I end up at the end of 5 years. I want to see if I still have passion for this in 5 years, and I want to see how good I get in 5 years. I also told myself, if I have lost the passion, or if I have new creative endeavors that are prying on me, sure, 5 years is a good time to cut the cord. But as of this recording, at the end of year 4, I am quite excited to keep this going as long as possible. I have other creative endeavors I've been working on as well, so I've been able to compartmentalize my creative projects. But you do only have so much time and energy to dedicate to such things. And I think that's a great segue to jump into some of the highlights of what I want to talk about in 2019. In 2019, I set a goal for myself. I said I would like to release an impressions video every week. And I achieved that goal, yes. Even though it's cliche and makes no sense in this context, rain or shine, there was a video out every Friday, and I enjoyed that process. It was interesting, when I would be playing a larger game like Persona 5 or the Elder Scrolls series, which I started this year, which, those games are dozens upon dozens of hours long. So to do a 10% chunk of them for impressions is still quite a mammoth undertaking. So I learned, to work on a few, 30-minute to hour games, so I could get those out of the way and continue to grind away at the larger games and then suddenly get those out. You may notice before the Persona 5 video came out, there was a month of very small indie titles, and I learned that kind of coping strategy to get around the limitations of time and energy. Also, alongside having a video every week, this year was the year I finally passed 100 subscribers. I think I started the year out with, I can never remember where I was at the start of the year, even though you're not supposed to track your subscribers, because it's one of those things where you can obsess about how well your videos are doing, all the different metrics, and that's relatively unhealthy. It's best just to create for the joy of creating, but you can't help yourself, or at least I can't help myself. I keep looking at this stuff. So, yeah, I was just a little over 50 subscribers, maybe a little under at the start of the year, and I rang out the new year with, I think, 123 subscribers, which is phenomenal. It's amazing the leaps and bounds of the channel, First year having it like 14 to 20, and then the next year jumping up to like the 30s and the 40s. It's been very slow growth, Sometimes I do look at other channels who seem to shoot right out of the gate and get thousands of views and thousands of subscribers very quickly. But for me, and I think for maybe a lot of other channels, it's been a very slow process, a very rewarding process. I love, every time I released a new critique video, I saw the numbers inflate, and of course, every now and then you'd lose a subscriber here, you'd lose one there, but it always seemed that things were moving in a forward and upward momentum. Now, I did mention the critique videos. Because of trying to get a impressions video out every week, coupled with choosing to play through Yakuza 0 in about August, I had no idea how long that game would actually take me. I only completed 5 critique videos this year, my lowest output yet. Now, on one hand, I'm disappointed with that. I would have liked to play through so many more games. Actually, at the start of the year, I made a rather optimistic month-by-month breakdown of, I'm going to do this game this month, this game that month. And I remember I hit in March. March was when my first one came out, the Killer 7 one came out. And I'm like, I wonder if I can do one every 2 months. And then 2 turned to 3, and 3 turned to 4. And, well, you know how it goes. Time just spiraled away from me. But the content of the critiques, I'm very happy with them. There have been a collection of videos that have been steadily growing in notoriety over the year. By that I mean that, like, every day when I look at my analytics, they've got a handful of new views, and they always seem to get likes, and I gain subscribers from them. And the Killer 7 video is one of the greatest examples of that. The Killer 7 video and the Bioshock video, they're probably the 2 videos this year that I am proudest of. The reason they took so long was there was a bit of mental handicap where I kept worrying that I wouldn't be able to say something interesting about the game. In the case of Bioshock, I think the game is just so important, and so much has been written and discussed about the game. It was like, can I have anything new to say? Even though half the reason I chose to do Bioshock was the challenge of achieving that goal, to be able to say something new, or at least maybe package some ideas together in a way that entertained and informed. And to be honest, I think I accomplished that. Same thing with Killer 7. The game is so abstract and in some ways obtuse that I wanted to see if I could make sense of it, or at least come up with an interpretation I was happy with. And again, I think I achieved that, and I see that reflected in the numbers. Not so much Bioshock, but the Killer 7 video keeps climbing day after day after day. A couple videos beside that have continued to grow day after day are my impressions video about Neo, which, okay, let me go off on a quick tangent. I know we're already at 10 minutes, and this is probably not going to be done anytime soon. Hey guys, quick update. 5 hours later. Where was I? Oh, tangent. So, it's always a weird thing which videos resonate with an audience. Even back when I was drawing webcomics. And you know, anything creative I've ever done in my life, it's been like this. The stuff that you're really proud of, sometimes the audience reacts just like you. They really resonate with it, and it makes you feel good because they're like, I think this is some of my greatest work, and you put it out there, and then people respond positively to it. It's a wonderful feeling, and you know, the Killer 7 video is an example of that. On the other hand, sometimes you can create something and you're not feeling great about it. You're like, I tried my best, but for whatever reason, I just don't feel this works. And then, for seemingly no reason, that is the thing that takes off. It becomes a hit. Actually, a good example from 2019 is that my weakest critique of the year, which I think is my Hollow Knight critique. I don't know, for some reason, my love of the game, I just don't feel I was maybe able to adequately explain it, or I wasn't able to say something that I felt was overly interesting about the game. There's a section in there about excusing bad mechanics because it might be part of the director's vision that I enjoyed creating, mainly for the clips that I chose to go alongside what I recorded. But yeah, I was not happy with that video, and that's the video that finally got featured on This Week in Video Game Blogging over at Critical Distance. I've been trying for years to get featured on that site. I'm a big fan of reading their roundups every week. Actually, at the moment of recording this, I'm going through their mammoth year in video game blogging, where they wrap up all their favorites from the week to week, and even maybe stuff they've missed. Anyways, yeah, so that was the one that finally got them to feature my videos. That was the one I liked the least. But this has been a feature of my videos for a while. My most popular videos that still to this day get views. There's a video on an adventure game I did like in 2016 called Subject 13. I think it's an atrocious video. The audio, the pacing, it's all not great. It's one of those, you know, sometimes you go back and look at your early work and you get embarrassed by it. That's definitely one of those that I'm quite embarrassed by. So there's that one. Pardon me. There's a game called... wow, I forgot the name of the game. Avernum 2 is one of them. That keeps getting views day after day. Weird isometric indie role-playing game. Sanctuary RPG, that's one of those. You know, Planetary Annihilation Titans, that's the one. That keeps growing. Yeah, these are all videos where, you know, I'm amazed how far I've come, seeing how much just the execution of them make me cringe. That's the thing. Sometimes when I go back and revisit old videos, I still think the writing is okay, but it's the audio and video production that has continually progressed as I continue making these. I'm not always the fastest learner. Sometimes it takes me months or even years to finally go, oh, this can make my videos much better. I should be doing that. And then I do it, and then it takes me another, 6 months to a year to go, what's the next step? But, I'm always trying to improve. Anyways, tangent aside, let's see. Neo's one of those videos that keeps growing. No idea why. The game frustrated me more than entertained me, and while I would like to return to it, it's one of those that I'm reluctant to return to. On the positive side, the Outer Wilds video just keeps growing and growing. That made my best games of the year video that just came out. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but it should just be a few days removed from the best of 2019 video. Now, in terms of slow movers, but movers nonetheless, the Elder Scrolls series I started in 2019, going through the entire series, starting with Arena, And I almost got to finish 2019. I did Daggerfall, then I decided to do, Battlespire and Redguard. Finally got to Morrowind, which I was really happy to replay, and then Oblivion, which was a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed Oblivion, and that was just in December. I finished that video off, but their ones were like weeks after I released them. They're still really low with their views, and then they just start growing. It's like, especially Daggerfall. Daggerfall's really grown over time. I think people just like that game, and the magic of the algorithm and all that. People discover it, and I think also because it's a series, you want to see like my journey through the games. The audience would likely like to take that journey alongside me, and we're almost done. Very, very early in 2020, I will be covering Skyrim. And then we might be done, or I might cover Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not sure if I want to do an MMO, but there's precedence for that coming soon in 2020, which is a nice segue into the channel this year. First and foremost, I am no longer doing weekly videos. I want to get more critique videos out this year. I think they're my best work. They take the longest time. And as I said, I was very disappointed about not being able to do more in 2019. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for maybe like doing, 3 to 5 impressions videos, working on, of course, one at a time. That's the big thing this year. One game at a time, one video at a time. So I've got a couple impressions footage in the can, as it were. 2 of them, and then I've got a couple ideas for the third one. I might as well tell you what those games are to whet your appetite. God, did that come across as creepy as it felt when I said that? So in November, I decided that I wanted to play WoW Classic. And because it's an MMO, and it's an MMO designed to be like the original release of the game in 2004, looking online, the average completion time of getting a character from level 1 to level 60 was 10 days. 10 flippin' days. Well, at least that makes the math easy. That means for 10% of the game for impressions, I just had to play 24 hours. So, with how long, Yakuza 0 took me, bloody 6 months, most of November and December, I chipped away at playing 24 hours of WoW Classic. And I look forward to writing that. I've also, in my spare time, been playing the same character through Battle for Azeroth because I wanted to get a contrast. I don't think I'm going to do a video on Battle for Azeroth, but actually, when I get to like level 110 and start going through that new content, maybe I will, but don't hold your breath. We'll see how the WoW Classic video does. Also, late last year, I played Disco Elysium. So I've got the footage for that, and I'm very excited to write an impressions video about that and tell you about it. I can tell you right away that's going to appear on the best games I played in 2020 list. It's phenomenal. If you haven't played it and you enjoy good writing in your games, you enjoy funny games, and you like RPGs, it's a no-brainer. Just go play Disco Elysium. And the third game at the moment, it's going to be an Xbox one because it's been a few months since I've used my Game Pass. I think the last time I used it was to play The Outer Worlds. So I'd like to either play Sunset Overdrive, that's a game I've always been interested in, or I got a very cheap copy of Assassin's Creed Odyssey in December, and I'd like to finally maybe put some hours into that. Plus, I'm sure there are more games on Game Pass since I last looked at it. That's the beauty of that system. Every time I want to go play an Xbox game, I can choose from a great variety of titles, as if I don't have enough in my backlog already, he says. So, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. My notes are down here. It's been a while, and it's pretty obvious that I'm still not used to talking on camera. Oh, that's something I might want to change, because I would like to do more on-camera stuff. I would like to maybe do some Q&As. I always love it when video creators I enjoy do that kind of thing. I field questions from the audience. Maybe I could do like a weekly or fortnightly or even monthly thing where I just address a topic that people might be interested in hearing my take on. You know, be a hot take machine. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be great with that. Oh, but that's the other thing. So I plan to, maybe do 3 impressions videos and then work on a critique video. The next critique video I'll be working on is BioShock 2, and I'm really excited for that because I skipped BioShock 2 originally. I back in those days, I was really into auteur theory in terms of games, so, it was oh, no, I'm not going to play BioShock 2. It's not made by Ken Levine. I'm going to wait to BioShock Infinite. And I've loosened a lot on believing in such things like, video games are a collaborative medium, and while a director can have a unique vision, that stance of not playing BioShock 2 was silly. So yeah, I look forward to that game because I have heard a lot of positive about it. I also have Minerva's Den, and I really am looking forward to playing through that. But what I was going to say is that... Oh, I just looked at the time again. We're at 23 minutes. Jeez. And there's not much I can cut out of this, nor do I really want to. I mean, I just decided to turn the camera on, have my notes, and go. I'm also roasting. Yeah, Australian summers, man. I mean, gosh, so lucky that I'm nowhere near any of the horrific fires, but Australian summers. What I'm gonna do is, critiques, because I'm playing through a whole game, may take me a while. So if games take too long, maybe I'll put a break in, I'll do an impression video, maybe I'll do an on-camera thing, just so there's something for you out there, so it's not like 4 months before a new video drops. Heck, not even if I'm working on a new, not even getting a video out for you folks, even though that is the main aim, but, what if I'm working on a video and a game comes out that I really want to talk about, like, the release schedule for the first quarter of 2020 is absolutely insane. Probably the one I'm most excited for is Hollow Knight Silksong coming out in April, and you best believe I'm buying that immediately. So when that comes out, no matter what I'm working on, I'll probably just play that and make a video about that because I want to talk about it. I'm going to try my hardest not to try and chase new releases because I've done that a lot over the last few years. And I do it with the misguided notion that, if I play a game that's just coming out that people are talking about, then, my video will be part of the conversation. I'll get more people looking at my work. And that has never been the case. So the only reason I play a game when it comes out is because I want to play the bloody game. And that's the way it should be. I create the videos because I want to create the bloody videos. I play the games because I want to play the bloody game. And I think before this goes to a half an hour, let us wrap up. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Love to hear your thoughts about maybe video content in the comments, me appearing on camera. Ooh. I'd love, and any feedback you have about the channel and the videos. I'd love to hear how long you've been watching, what you like, what you think could be improved. And like I said in my best of 2019 video, I hope you all have a wonderful 2020. I'm really working my hardest to make sure I can be the best I can be every day, even if the best I can be is getting out of bed and showering. Sometimes it feels like that is a major achievement. But then other days, the best you can be is getting everything you wanted to do done and having all this time left over. And you're like, what do I do with this time? I had that yesterday and it felt so weird. It's like, wait, it's like 6 p.m. and I've got nothing left I really want to do today. Yeah, it's weird having that. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough and you've been so kind to listen to me, so hope you're all having a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.